acceleration to have the brake.
Yeah.
So it's almost like getting you in a bunker. The reason I wanted you to do it was to like basically draw a line like this and actually let
Yeah, you don't let go of it. But.
No, exactly. I was going to do it. But basically, actually hit somewhere you've got like a line in the bunker, and you're actually kind of like doing like this almost, so you can feel what it feels like to stay like this, but also start.
Why can't we do that? Not in the bunker.
I don't really work. Don't really make camera. Like the reason you didn't do anything there. I know, but I want you to do it when you actually throw the ball.
So you can't do it without throwing the ball.
You can, but I think
did it.
Yeah, I know, but it's an extreme. You know, to be able to throw the club, it just makes it like more. You know, for field purposes, you can't possibly hold on to it if you're letting the club go. I mean, you can't possibly do this if you're letting the club go.
I also can't if I just go.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's also very nice.
I'm just saying, we're not in a bunker, what?
No. But
you're trying to.
Yeah, but I'm just giving you the drill for not like actually just doing what you were doing.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like an extension on top of what we've just done. Jump.
Sick at night as well.
In when we were in Palm Beach, I use that a lot in my stage before part of it. Sorry.
The shadows.
And that's what you can hear when you're on it. It sounds like that forever. You just hear that compression. Like it just don't get better, does it? I'll be able to see it. It's an absolute structure.
Well, let me do that little drill you were saying.
Yeah, it
was like almost a weight.
Yeah, so it's a lot more like you're almost letting it come through. And what that would do,
I was kind of doing that just then, though, wasn't I?
Yeah, you was. Yeah,
I was like unweighted but going like that way.
But that's fine though. That's how it should go.
That's right.
Yeah, it'd be more worried if it went that way, mate.
True.
If it went that way, you'd be open.
Right.
Yeah. Why do you think Sheffield's foot goes that way?
Well, because he stays so lateral, so long.
So but if you watch which direction his leg's not going like that, is it?
No,
It's going behind him. But it's like, but that's what. That's right. Is that? How good is that? Cool. It's a joke. Yeah. I know. So you can't open up.
Even so, I'm a big. I'm not like this.
No, look, you finish with your hand on the club, is that? Not out of it.
Yeah, that's a mint drill.
Joke, isn't it? It's a joke.
You come up with that?
Yeah.
Well, that one there?
That one in simple. The reason I like it.
That's yours?
Yeah.
It's just can't show anyone then, it's yours. What if people start doing it?
Right.
Then don't say it's yours.
It's just more like it's just an extension version of it where it's pretty much the drill that when you were doing this.
Yeah.
The reason I started letting people like do a lot more of this was because then you'd be surprised. Well, you wouldn't be surprised how many people when they do even the one arm on drill, they're always like this, and they do it from here.
I think the first time I did it,
But you did, yeah.
Shanked it.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah. Even on Sunday, it was like. But the more that you kind of actually let this go through, you have to stay that way. And I just
can't really open up.
No. And the reason, obviously,
exactly like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you would. And the reason you take your hand off is just to help you kind of start to want to. You're starting to want to support the speed of the club head more because it gets heavier.
Oh, with that side, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it just tightens this up so you can't. If you think when you spin, it's like spinning that
And then holding on like.
yeah. Whereas I want it to look more like, which is what you're hearing in that golf. Yeah. You're gonna miss it.
That's nice, isn't it? Why is it so easy?
Because it's just literally optimal on absolutely every piece of it when you do that. Because you can't be hanging back, you can't be under, and you can't spin in and hold it. You've got to do all three pieces like to perfection. Like you're making it look bloody easier than it is. Which is why I was like, let's use your sand edge. But yeah, like when we said about what we're going to do this when you just straight going first on the DP World Tour, you ain't going to do much different either. But it's like what we're going to do to benefit. Yeah, it's just a little bit more. I can't think
Here's one.
What's that?
What about if I wanted to add a couple of miles an hour speed without yanking.
Mate, literally when I said about the bunk thing, if you think the club head speed comes from the club, the
harder
more you
you
throw
throw
it. Yeah, but the problem is if you do it the wrong way, you sometimes in the sand when you try to throw it, it gets like a different sound in the ground to what I'm expecting. So like, whereas if you're actually letting the club go, you can't do it the way you want to.
I'm talking about gaining speed, holding the club.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But it's like, but you've got to train the feel to be able to then replicate.
But I can't do it not in the bunk.
I want to see you throw clubs. You could do it into a towel if you wanted. So we could do it into a towel. You'd have to throw the club, and if you mess it up, you're going to end up running down there to go get your club. But I think that comes from obviously thinking about it like just in long.
I don't know if you know well the way my ankles are touching the way.
Yeah. But that's because it's more like
I'm trying to throw it more down the bottom.
when your body's working perfectly, you can't. Like you imagine.
By the way, sorry, that's 6 miles an hour fast. Just by going.
Yeah. But you think though, like you're never going to want to do that. If you've spent a couple of years like here, if you release that, mate, it's going over there, isn't it? Whereas now you're like here, you can get this bit, which again allows more of this as well, because you've got to create space for it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because if you think, if I get a club and I hit the ground, yeah. So it's like, whereas all of a sudden, like, if I'm getting all of this to maximum length, I've got to create space for that, haven't I? So it's like, I've got to get this bit, I've got to get this bit, and as I do that, I can then get to the ground the right way, which is through throwing it. Whereas when you're like spinning out on it, you can't release the golf. You just hit it fat. Or fat, yeah.
That's mad. That's 95 mile an hour. Like 99's usually 90. All it is it's like from here to here. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm feeling.
That's what you will feel, because that's when it will be at its quickest, won't it? You know, like when you let it go, it's going to pick up the most speed at the bottom end. But if you don't let it go, you won't ever feel that speed.
Not that I'm worried about speed, but I think sometimes I can, and I think this is quite important for other people, and amateurs especially, when in the past, when I've tried to generate speed, I'll get up here and then I'll just go, put it to it, you know? Yeah. And like whenever I've tried to hit it harder or wanted a bomb or just wanted that extra, that's why I said that, extra 5 mile an hour. How do I get that without, losing it? And that's where you just, when you're in there, it's from literally, it's like, it's from here to that.
You know when I say to people on the mats and the lessons that are online, it's like, thud the mat. I'm like, thud it.
It's tough on a mat, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
wrists,
it's tough.
yeah.
But what I mean is, though, it's like if you were on grass, I'd be saying, chunky it, like, hit it, even with him, whereas over there, Brando, all I said to him basically was this. I was like, walk into it and hit it. but he's scared to hit it when you're open, the club's working away from you. Like, why would you not hit it?
It's a 165 9 on.
Yeah. Flush. But like when I said to you earlier about the reason I wanted the bug so that you could actually let it go, so you could have that over awareness of what that release feels like. Because the way the way you wanted to release it in the last however long. The problem is like you try doing that in the sand. What you do is you'd actually bury it behind it.
What's good though is that I found it.
You've got it. Yeah, you can feel it. Just through conversation.
Yeah. That's what's important. It's like listening and then me as a fucking elite athlete trying to figure out what that sounds like. Yeah. How can I do it?
Yeah.
Because you can tell me to do it, so I've still got to figure out how to do it.
Of course.
So we'll definitely do a video in the bunker.
Yeah, it's just
because you're horny for a bunker apparently.
I am a little bit, yeah. I just like things to back up what you're doing on the ball, so that if you can't feel it, I just like you to have a couple of things in your back pocket. you're not still. I just want you to have a couple of things in your back pocket for everything, though, mate.
True.
You know, just to go, I can't feel that, so I'm going to go in a bunker this week and I'm going to go do that. Yeah. Rather than standing on here at 200 balls trying to feel it, losing your head. I wish you guys could see this.
I don't know, we might be able to see it on that camera there. Okay, here's one for you. These are a bit down.
Yeah.
This is 8. Let's get it to you.
How down is it?
That's nice, isn't it? It's ridiculous, yeah. Is it there?
I feel like
It is pretty low.
I don't feel like it's getting up all over the range.
It's a bit higher.
Yeah.
There you go, 7.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Go on.
Got a bit off. Got a bit more on.
Did you hear that? Josh, listen, what did you say? It's like, got a bit more off that one.
Like, it's also good, like, to learn. Like, you know, you're not always there. So, like, talking and coaching, you have to still be aware. You know? And I think I'm getting better at that.
Right.
That's it.
I'm ready.
You see how the flight, first couple were a bit low?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, hang on, I'm
not quite off it.
Yeah. Cool,
It's
isn't it?
so cool. Yeah, well, it is, mate. Yeah. What's cool is your answer to get it back up, to get back to where you wanted it.
Yeah.
Is cool because you've gone to the right solution. But then equally, what's cool is just understanding the. Obviously, if you think I'm hitting the ball here, it's just like the fact that your brain's gone to. Well, I actually want to make this move in.
Yeah.
So I actually have to create the space for the move. Whereas, like you say, if you think you're here and then you make the same move, you can still struggle. But
It's
it's
just
like
comes down a little
comes
bit.
about, yeah. And that might be something that like that you get so good at that you realise you don't lose the shape when you do that. And there might be shots when it isn't coming good that you've got to hit strong. That you just
Well, I think that I naturally do it, and it's been windy all week, so I think I've got a tendency to maybe stay on it a bit too much,
Yeah.
which I always have had anyway. But like, it's just awareness, isn't it? Learning awareness. It's just ridiculous.
don't miss
And
a
those
shot.
balls come.
Yeah, and even there, like not really, like it's just perfect. Mate, I'll tell you what would be cool to say would be like obviously when we had the other conversation last weekend, it was also about this thing, wasn't it?
What?
This guy, the big stick. I think it'd be cool just to say like what you had to do, because I had to do the same thing when my swing finally changed. Like, I had to do the same thing. I think it's cool just to talk about.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a little backstory really. So I've always drawn the golf ball, and for years and years and years, when I've got to drive it, I've always struggled to draw it, and I've always I get it really, really straight. But then when I'm off it, sort of I'll lose it a lot left. Right, sorry. Lose it a lot right. And I just thought, like, you know, ball gets up, swing direction gets left. And it's like I draw everything, I hit driver straight, I fade. And I just thought that's the way it was. But I've always played a really low spinning shaft and about 8, 9 degrees of loft, which, you know, which was funny because I remember in Prague when I was absolutely like strumming it with iron, getting off of it, getting on it, and then getting up.
Yeah, irons were a joke.
Irons were so good. I made the exact same move in my head. Driver went like that,
Yeah.
spinning like 1400.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I did it. Well, the last couple of weeks, like obviously Bahrain, I hit it all right, but I felt like I just got it round. Because I think if you're a good player, sometimes you get it round.
Yeah, of course.
But I think I was, what, 5th in driving this week? Like we said, first strokes gained tee to green. What we did was, we basically added a degree and a half. By the way, so last week, it was top 10 and a course record. This week, I've added a degree and a half to my driver.
It's mad when you say it out loud.
It is bad. And then I've put a 12-gram weight in the back to help with launch.
Yeah.
And then a 2-gram weight in front.
Yeah.
So obviously the more grams in the back, the higher the launch, more grams in the front.
Changes the
lower
COG,
spin.
doesn't it? Yeah, like the more you put it back. So like, just to let you guys know, last year, that's what I do. So like I had, in my Wilson drive last year, I had a 20-gram weight in the back. You know, because the head was too low spinning right then. They had to go really
low
heavy.
spin as well.
Yeah, they had to go really heavy at the back. It was funny, mate, because I tried, you know, like the high spin head and the low spin head. Neither of it, like they were both too much. So like I had to go low spin in the head, stick the COG back, and then it was like all of a sudden spin.
And that's what's crazy with this setup, with a 6X black ventus. Just with the setup of this, I can now make a move in that we like, and it produces a ball flight that's similar to my irons driving, like my irons and 3-wood, which I've never had. It's always been, everything's a little bit drawery, driver goes over there. Now this thing is like, it matches my bag, doing the same move, you know? So now I can actually get off of it, go in laterally, and it still produce a little bit of a draw, and have a good enough flight.
What's the spin like? God, is it changed a lot? Like the
Yeah, I would say a lot. So now, like middling, when I'm middling this, I'm probably at 25, 26, which I've never been at. I've always been low. Like I've always been like 22, 23. If I bottom it, it's up in the 28s, 29s. And then if I like hit a bad one, I'm knuckling like this spin like 1700, 1800. And I'm telling you now, that thing could go down. Yeah. Now I will say I've probably lost a tiny bit of yardage, but not a bunch, but just with the increased spin, I've probably lost a few, maybe say maybe 10 yards. But that's also with rolling. When you're underspinning it and knuckling, it's going to hit the ground and go. And then when you're optimising it, hit 3 up, hit spinning at 2000, it's going to go high. But this is the best week I've ever had driving it, over 60% of my fairway. I've never done that. And so just
to say, that's out there as well. Like, you know, people don't know what it's like out there, because like
it's narrow.
It's narrow as anything. You know, it's proper narrow. Like if we're being honest, it's like so. Like when you were playing that final round, it's like I think sometimes this was the perfect week to kind of lose 10 yards and just do that.
Yeah, it was. And you know that 10 yards, I'm still carrying it 290 plus. Yeah, it's not like I've
weak.
Yeah, if I could afford to lose 5 to 10 yards. But I feel like if keep doing the same, I'm not sure, so I'm not worried.
But hopefully that other little bit we just talked about, when we get a bit of contact with that as well, we'll be able to actually like get it back up to where it was with that.
Yeah, so super happy with that equipment change. This actually is the new Srixon ZX. No, it is the new Srixon driver. But very good, just very happy to oh yeah, these Srixon,
yeah. Is that too, I don't know what you're like. You can send the session back. Yeah.
I'll have to label the shots.
So funny how
It's like wants to draw, doesn't it? It's beautiful. I'll be honest, I think that's underspun a little bit, just because it hit high in the face. But here's the difference. I'm underspinning at 1900. Not 17.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's why it's staying in the air, isn't like even when it's underswing, it's like still a great golf shot, isn't it? But on any other course, probably not here. That's going to be it's in the fairway every time.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's still on the field. about this setup. Like it matches my golf bag.
The great thing about being out here as well, isn't it, is the fact that you can do that with tweak and get it right.
Well, yeah. So
Last year you just had some percent.
kudos to Strixon for being out here and actually being able to tweak and do stuff like that. So that was garbage. That was.
Yeah, that worked. And that is the winner.
And that's what I did all week.
Yeah. You just look so much more like that. It's just
And like,
see it.
yeah, like it's a little bit slow and it's not quite flying what I normally do, but what's that flying? 286. 277. Got to be further than that, isn't it? Got to be further than that. That's what
You are in the desert. Probably like 10 degrees colder than when we were playing earlier.
There you go, 119, 178. And 2300 spin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I like? Apex is down, 85 feet. Launch angle's at 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not optimal, but like, why don't we pull up on a driver? How about that? So get the apex above 100, pull up on it, and we'll see carry go through the roof. $293, $292. So what's that?
277.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
The fact that you can do that.
That's curved 6 feet.
Do you know what I love the most about it? Is the fact that you just made those little tweak changes in your feels. All started at the same place and always did the same thing as the one that was a little bit lower to. Like it's just how easy is it to just be able to go, I'm going to start here, I know it's going to do this. If I want to hit it a bit higher and a bit harder, I'll do this. And if I want to hit it more here, I'll do that. See,
I think it makes it a bit easier. I know it's a bit more fit. Is that 5 drivers already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can see that, but
Middle of it.
yeah, you might not be able to see that right there.
But yeah.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Easy as that.
Yeah, pretty good, eh?
One nice little addition to the bag for next week,
Yeah.
drill wise. Well, we've added a drill today.
Oh yeah, sick one. We'll do that one more time.
Yeah. So we've got key thoughts from last week, all the nice moving. You've added a little bit of a new drill this week.
Stay tall. Get in as long as possible. Pull up.
You've literally hit them all the exact same line as well.
Yeah, right. Just left of that 100.
Yeah, they're money. I just think it's just optimal for everything we need you to do, isn't it? It's like,
Can't spin out doing that.
can't spin it. Because if you do, you hit your driver.
I'm in, and then I'm like that.
Yeah.
Like you can't. From there, how can you spin open and go?
Yeah, you can't. Can't do any of this, can you?
Well, if you think about it, all of this wants to go this way when you go back.
Yeah, does it?
That's why my knee tends to kick out.
Kick out, yeah. Exactly. So yeah, guys, that's that. No, but yeah, obviously, unreal